What's going on, North Texas barbecue addicts? It's me, Kenneth, and in today's video, we're going to break out my slow and sear kettle. I've got 2 racks of St. Louis style ribs from Six Brothers Beef Company. We're going to be trying out a new rub that I've never used before. It's a good cook today, guys. I'm excited about it. I do have to give a shout out to Damon Butler. He asked a question on the North Texas barbecue addict group. How do I fit 2 racks or more on my slow and sear kettle, or any kettle grill for that matter, without using the elevated rack? So today this cooks for you, Damon. I'm going to show you exactly my process for cooking 2 racks of St. Louis style ribs on my slow and sear kettle. So if that sounds good to y'all guys, stick around. Make sure you hit that thumbs up and subscribe. Haven't asked y'all to do that in a little bit, and maybe I should. I don't know. But appreciate y'all for tuning in. Let's get to these ribs. All right, let's get started on these ribs. Like I said, I got these from Six Brothers Beef Company. I'll have their information down below in the description box. We're going to be cooking them on the slow and sear kettle today with some apple wood chunks for the smoke. We're going to get these bad boys out of the package and we'll get them prepped and ready. I did have a member of the North Texas Barbecue Addicts asking, how do I fit 2 racks of ribs on the slow and sear kettle without the elevated rack? I'm going to hopefully show y'all how that happens today. So let's go ahead and get these out of the package. Alright, we got them both out of the package. As you can see, there's some flaps on here and just some uneven shaped rib meat that we're going to handle. That's going to help us make these fit on the slow and sear better as well. Find our bone and just square that off a little bit. You can save this for pitmaster's privilege if you want, or just get rid of it. This one right here is a little skinny, so I'm going to take care of that as well. And this is how you see the uniform ribs on all the cooks and everything in the competition world. Let's go ahead and get some of this extra fat off. We want a nice meaty bite, not fat. So there's that one. That one's looking pretty good. And same thing, we're just going to find where the bone is and cut down it right there. Squaring off these ribs. This is going to help us fit onto the slow and sear kettle a little bit better as well. And these ribs are actually trimmed up pretty good, so I don't have to do too much. Got a little flap right there I'll take off. Even that corner up a little bit. Yeah, but these are looking good. This is the skinny bone. I'm going to go ahead and cut that one out. There we go. Alright, now these are ready. Take this off a little bit here. Again, we're looking for a meaty bite, not a fatty bite. Alright, let's talk about the seasoning we're going to be using. We're going to be using some Suckle Busters, the Sugar Daddy rub, sweetest rub in Texas. Should go great on these pork ribs. Let's go ahead and get it seasoned up. It's got a nice color on it. We didn't use a binder on these ribs. They're already got enough moisture on the tops of them on the meat that we don't really need one. If you want to do a binder, go ahead. So we're going to go ahead and get these seasoned up both sides, and after that we'll meet you out at the slow and sear kettle and we'll get to cooking. We'll see y'all back. Alright, so let's talk about the setup for our slow and sear kettle today. We've got some applewood chunks, some Kingsford blue charcoal, and we're going to be using the slow and sear basket. I'm going to get about 1/4 of the chimney of charcoal fully lit up, and we're going to use the snake method to make sure that we keep a consistent temperature throughout this entire cook of these ribs. We're shooting for somewhere around 250 to 300 degrees for the entire cook, and if we need to, we'll add some chunks to it as we go. I think this is going to turn out really good. Hopefully this answers your question, Damon. Appreciate you inquiring on how I fit it onto the slow and sear kettle when I'm cooking 2 racks of ribs without the elevated rack. I do have the elevated rack, but it's not necessary, and I'm going to show you exactly how I do it. So we're just waiting for the charcoal to get lit up, and we'll catch right back up with y'all. Alright, our charcoal's ready to go in. We're going to pour the lit side on that corner piece right there where it was still empty. And like I said, that's going to get that charcoal snaking its way through our unlit charcoal. We've got some little chunks of applewood here that we're going to just space out, and that's going to provide some nice smoky flavor throughout that whole cook. I'm going to go ahead and go grab our ribs and we'll get to cooking. Alright guys, like I said, our ribs are all sweat in. Check those out. It's time to get them on to our slow and sear. Who doesn't like cooking on a kettle? So again, we're going to shape these because how we set them is how they will basically look after they're cooked. So we're going to snug them up a little bit, and as you can tell, cutting that little extra flap off those ribs really helped have that fit onto the kettle. Man, those are looking pretty. Alright, we're going good enough, so we're going to go ahead and close the lid on our slow and sear. I've got the lid for the exhaust fully open, and I've got the lid for the exhaust on the bottom fully open as well. And we'll adjust them how we need to. This is going to be awesome. This apple wood's already smelling good, y'all. I'll catch back up with y'all, say, in an hour and a half, and we'll see what we're looking like. Alright, gang, hour and a half in. Time to check these ribs. Got to click the tongs twice. I went ahead and closed the exhaust to about 1/4 of the way open, just to regulate that temperature a little bit. We're running a little bit over 300 right now, which is fine still. It'll taper off. Let's go ahead and take a peek and see how we are at an hour and a half in. Oh man, those are looking good. Starting to get a beautiful color on them. There we go. Let's see. See that? Starting to look real nice, y'all. So what we're going to do is rotate them. And this is one of the important parts of this cook when you are doing 2 racks of ribs on a kettle without an elevated rack. I want to rotate them so we don't cook anything unevenly, so one side doesn't get more done than the other and anything like that. So man, it's smelling awesome. I love applewood smell when we're barbecuing. We've got plenty of fuel over here in the slow and sear basket still. We're going to check on these in another hour and a half, and we'll see what we're looking like. I haven't decided if I'm going to spritz or not yet, but we'll see what we're looking like in an hour and a half after this. So we got that other chunk lighting, smelling beautiful. We'll see y'all back. So we're 3 hours in. It's still smelling awesome out here. We've been rolling at about 300 degrees this entire time. If you can tell behind me, it looks like it's about to start raining. Just in true fashion, it must be summoning my buddy Baby Back Maniac while we're cooking these ribs. Every time me and him decide to cook something together, some crazy weather happens, and cooking ribs right now, so maybe he's here with us, so who knows though. But shout out to Baby Back Maniac. Y'all go check him out. Like I said though, we're at 3 hours in on this cook, smelling great. Let's turn this camera around and see what they're looking like. Yep, it is definitely starting to rain. Oh my goodness, look at these ribs, guys. 3 hour mark. Holy cow. Reminder, we have not put any sauce on them at all yet. Look at that bark. I hope it's coming through. Starting to get dark outside because it is about to rain. It's sprinkling right now as we speak, matter of fact. Let's get these turned around. There we go. I'm going to switch these. This is the bigger rack right here. What we're doing right now is promoting even pullback on the bones and cooking. That's looking awesome. I'm going to go ahead and touch it up with a little bit more of our barbecue rub. Remember, we're using the Sugar Daddy from Suckle Busters. Just a little dusting. Give it that extra pop of flavor throughout the entire cook. And to promote that nice color. There we are. That's what we're looking like. I'm going to shut this down. We'll check on these in an hour. Alright, barbecue addicts. It's still raining. We're still rocking. These ribs are looking beautiful. Let's go ahead and rotate them around again. We're still maintaining a temp of around 300 degrees. Oh man, those look awesome. Jeez. Look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. There we go. It's windy out. We're going to go ahead and hit them with a little bit of barbecue glaze. This is the honey barbecue glaze from Suckle Busters. I'm just going to pour it right on over. This is backyard barbecue. It'll work out. There we go. Beautiful. Nice. Alright. Wow, that wind's crazy. Alright, I'm going to check back with y'all when we're pulling these off. Alright, so since last time we checked on them, it got real windy, real rainy, and the only thing that I've been doing is rotating those around every 30 minutes. I did put a little bit more seasoning on it and one more coat of sauce. What I did is I pulled them right off of the slow and sear kettle and I wrapped them in some foil to keep them nice and warm and get a little bit more tender. They're already off the smoker now. Let's go ahead and put these bad boys on the cutting board and see what we did. Alright, so like I said, they've been resting in this foil for about 20 minutes now. It's a double layer of foil. Nothing crazy. There we go. Look at that. Look at those beauties. Wow. Still hot. Very hot. Oh man, look at how we did. Check those out. Got beautiful color, nice pullback. It smells insane. Let's go ahead and cut in and see how we did. Oh, it's tender as could be, guys. Ooh, still hot. Crazy hot. Boy, should have let these cool off a little bit more even. There we go, check that out. Look at that beautiful bark, nice color. Managed to get a decent smoke ring. Alright guys, I'm gonna let this cool off for a couple minutes and we'll give it a bite. Alright guys, so after about 5.5 hours total cook time on these beautiful St. Louis style ribs from Six Brothers Beef Company, we've got some amazing bark, really awesome smoke ring in there, completely juicy, beautiful ribs, and we maintained a temperature of around 300 degrees the entire time. We seasoned it with that Sugar Daddy from Suckle Busters, and then we glazed it with that honey glaze. Look at that beautiful color, guys. Enough talk. This is looking awesome. It smells insane. Cheers, y'all. Oh yeah. That sauce has a nice consistency to it. Look at that bite. Nice consistency to it. The seasoning tastes really well. And then we smoked it with applewood. All this goes really good together. Hopefully this answered your question on the best way to cook 2 racks of St. Louis style ribs on your Kettle grill. I appreciate y'all for watching. Make sure you check out Suckle Busters and Six Brothers Beef. And until next time, guys, hopefully y'all buy some ribs and give them a try. Alright, till next time, peace! Y'all keep on barbecuing.